The first section was mostly a review of area formulas that you have seen in the past. This second section, we're going to kind of talk about different area formulas that you probably haven't seen before. So we're going to do a couple more examples than we did last time. So the area of your trapezoid is very similar to the area of a triangle, like the triangle was 1/2 base times height. This one you have to add your two bases together and then you multiply it by the height. So remember that your two bases are your two parallel sides, and the height still has to be that perpendicular distance, and it has to be perpendicular to both of your bases. So it's almost the same thing, except you just have to add your bases together. Another way to kind of look at it is that this is how we found the mid-segment of a trapezoid. So you find your mid-segment length, and then you multiply that by the height. The area of a rhombus and a kite, what's nice about these two is that they're actually the same formula. So your kite and your rhombus, if you remember back when we were dealing with the kite and a rhombus, their diagonals are perpendicular to one another. So that is actually why you have to multiply the diagonals by one another, is because they are what creates those perpendicular lines. So D1 and D2, they stand for your diagonal lengths. So you just have to do 1/2 times your two diagonals when they're multiplied together. It doesn't matter which diagonal you use first, so you just have to find your two diagonal lengths. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more when we get to some of the examples, which is right now. So the first one, we have a trapezoid. So your area formula is 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. And now we're going to start kind of substituting those numbers in. So you have 1/2 base 1 is 21. Your other base is 41, and it actually doesn't matter which one you make base 1 and which one you make base 2 because you're adding them together, so it's not going to change the answer. And then your height is 18. So if you kind of go through and if you remember your order of operations, 1/2, you do have to add in parentheses first. And then you get your total area is 558 units squared. Your rhombus is a little bit different. One thing I want to remind you of with your rhombus is that the diagonals bisect one another. So what you'll see kind of a lot of the times when you have a rhombus is it's only going to give you half of the diagonal length. So for example, right here, the diagonal ST is 4 centimeters, so the other half TQ is also 4 centimeters. And then same thing here, TR is 12, so TP is also 12 centimeters. And you'll kind of see that a lot with rhombuses. You probably will most likely see that with the rhombus, where you have to just kind of double your diagonal length. So then using your formula, it's 1/2 D1 D2. Your first diagonal, it doesn't really matter which one you make the first, I'll just use that one first. Add them together, you get 8. Your other diagonal is 24. You get 96. In this case, we are given a unit in the problem, so it's 96 centimeters squared. So I saved the kite for last. The kite, once again, your formula. I'm going to do that one over here. 1/2 diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. I'm just going to do this diagonal first. Add them together, you get 21. Your other diagonal is 16. Your area is 168 centimeters squared. So those are the first kind of 3 examples that we're going to go through. You have one of each kind from this section. One other thing that I want to point out to you with your kite, we didn't really talk about it much in chapter 8 because there were so many other properties that were kind of going on, is that when you have your diagonal, the diagonal that kind of goes through your two congruent angles in your kite, remember you have those one pair of opposite angles that are congruent. that diagonal is bisected by the other. So you're always going to have one diagonal that's bisected in your kite, but you have two diagonals, or both of your diagonals, that are bisected with the rhombus. So that's kind of one of those things. The other thing that I do want to point out too is because your diagonals are perpendicular in the rhombus and in the kite, you might have to use the Pythagorean theorem to get one of your side lengths. So for example, if I were to kind of take a look at this triangle right here, if I didn't know that this right here was 15 centimeters, I'd have to do the Pythagorean theorem to find the other part of my diagonal length. So you might see that as well, where you just have to kind of do the Pythagorean theorem. We use the Pythagorean theorem pretty much in every single chapter. It doesn't really disappear. So keep that in mind as you start working through the area of a kite and the rhombus. So in the next example, you have a map of a city park. Each grid square represents a 10 meter by 10 meter square, so each increment is actually 10 units rather than just 1 unit. We're just going to find the area of the park. The first thing that you do have to realize is that it is a trapezoid, so we're going to have to use our area of a trapezoid formula. And then we're going to start plugging some of the values in. So when we're taking a look at our two bases, like I said before, it doesn't really matter which base you take the length of first. I'm just going to do the one on the top, and that represents 4 squares. And each square is 10 units, so that one's going to be 40. The base at the bottom is 7 squares, so that's going to be 70. And then we're going to multiply that by our height, which is that perpendicular distance right there, which is 50. Sorry about the weird spacing issue there. That's the part of the computer where my touch screen doesn't work. So just simplifying, we're going to add the 40 and the 170 together. You get 2,750 meters squared for the area of the park. We were given our units up there in the problem. We're going to do one more example of each one. So we have our trapezoid first. So it's 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times your height. I'm going to go through these a little bit quicker now, substituting your values in. Your one base is 6, your other base is 8, and your height is 4. Your area for that one is 28 feet squared. For this one thing I do want to point out is that it's telling you that from here to there is 14. So this one is a kite. So start substituting things, and we have the 1/2. Your one diagonal is 6. You can easily tell it's 6 because of where it is in the image. Your other diagonal length, so what I wanted to point out to you is that from here to here is 14, which means that from there to there is also 14. Now I know that it's kind of drawn a little bit off, but your other diagonal is 14. It's just that sometimes it may not be drawn inside the image if it's like too tiny to kind of fit every number that you need in there. So your other diagonal is going to be 14. So you will see that kind of again as well. You will see those kind of markings, so just make sure that you're aware of that it's just giving you that length. Might be a diagonal. It usually won't be a side. It normally will just be a diagonal if it's kind of using that type of notation that you have right there. And then that is 42 inches squared when you simplify it. Lastly, we have a rhombus. It's 1/2 D1, D2. Now remember, with your rhombus, your diagonals bisect one another. So from here to here is 30 based on how it's marked in that notation. So from the center to that end is also 30 to give us 60 as our diagonal. Sorry, did not mean to put a plus sign there. Need the end parenthesis. And your other diagonal, so from that to that, using the markings, is 40. So it's 40 on the other sides. to give us 80. You get 2,400 meters squared for the area of the rhombus. So that does actually bring us to the end of this section. So make sure, did I give you your code word? I don't think that I stopped to give you your code word, so I'll give it to you now. Your code word for this screencast is Vikings. Once again, the code word is Vikings. I can't remember if I said it earlier or not, but at least you have it now, just in case I forgot. But yes, like I said, that brings us to the end of the screencast. Make sure you enter in your code word and upload a picture of the assignment when you have finished it.